Good morning everyone. Today I will show you how to perform daily cash management. For the purpose I have prepared receipt forecast and payment forecast for 1 month time period for different currencies. As you can see here, we have euro currency, US dollar, and we have different currencies here. For the purpose of demonstrating cash management, I will only perform cash management for one currency, which is sterling, but the approach will be same across all currencies. Let's go and see our daily cash management spreadsheet for sterling. We have a value date, and then we have a receipt column, we have a payment column, we have a cash movement, which is the difference between receipt and payment. We have opening balance, we have a cash movement, which is copied from column E. We have investment decision column and FX column, and then the projected closing balance. This is our bank balance, which is projected to be closing. What we can do, we will populate our receipt and payment column. For that purpose, we will use VLOOKUP formula. Click FX formula bar, select VLOOKUP. Our lookup value is 7th of December. We want to find out the receipt, cash receipt on 7th of December. We will select B2, and our lookup table is receipt forecast. We will select receipt forecast. If you look at this one, we will select from column A to G, because sterling receipt information is present in column G. We will select the whole range from for column A to G. We will fix the range. We write $sign. Now you can see column G is 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We will write 7 here. The required information, receipt information is in column 7. For exact match, I will write false. Click OK. Same thing we will do for payment, but for payment we will write minus 1 multiply by. We will find payment information using VLOOKUP. Click VLOOKUP. Lookup value is 7th of December. Our lookup table is this time payment forecast. We will select column from column A to G. Fix the range by $sign. Column G is column 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We will write 7, and we will write false for exact match. You can see we have receipt and payment information for 7th of December. We will copy the formula to all the rows. Now you can see our cash movement is the result of receipt and payment. This is our opening balance as per bank statement or your online banking platform. You can find this balance there. If you receive balance and transaction information using MT940, then this balance will be available on your treasury management system. This is the cash movement. You can see here that after this cash movement, we have a projected closing balance of 512 sterling. You can see on next working day we have a positive cash movement. Then again we have a positive cash movement. But on 12th of December, I can see a big outflow of 1.95 million. What I can do, I can invest 400,000, because I know next day I have 158,000 expected receipt. I will invest 400,000 with maturity date of 12th of December to part fund this payment obligation scheduled for 12th of December. After this investment of 400,000, you can see our projected balance is 112,000. Will become the opening balance for next working day. Next working day we have 158,000 of cash positive movement. After that we have a projected balance of 270,000. we can leave that balance here, and will become our opening balance. You can decide if you have a very accurate forecast, you can and you have a good interest rate available, then you can invest 200,000 to generate some additional cash income, interest income. Otherwise you can leave it 270,000, then become the opening balance for next working day. We have a cash movement of 1.2 million. After that movement, you can see we will have a projected closing balance of 1.49 million. I can see on 12th of December we will be requiring another 1.5 million to fund this big outgoing. What you can do, you can decide, because this is Friday and we can do weekend investment. We can invest 1.4 million with maturity date of Monday, when we will require a big payment. We have a big outgoing and we want to fund that outgoing. We will mature 1.4 million investment on 12th of December. Now you can see after this investment with maturity date of 12th of December, we have a closing projected balance of 96,264, which become our opening balance for the next working day. Here you can see after this movement we are short of cash by 153, but we have a opening balance of 97, so overall we have a shortage of 57,000 sterling. What you can do, we can do a FX transaction to cover this shortfall. You can buy, for example, 100,000 sterling and we will sell euros to fund this shortfall. Once you do FX transaction, you can see the date is 12th of December. We will go to euro forecast, and on here you will show your FX transaction. You know, assume we are buying as we are buying 100,000 sterling, and assume the rate is 1.12. For $1 you have 1 sterling, you have 1.12 euros. So this is your cash, because this is the payment. We are selling euros to buy sterling. This will be a negative movement. Here you will have positive movement because we are buying 100,000 sterling. After this FX transaction, our closing balance is 42,000 plus, which becomes the opening balance for next working day. On next working day, we can see we have a cash movement of 383,000. Which after that we can see we have a closing balance, projected balance of 425,000. If you look at the next date expected cash movement, we are anticipating 1.9 million of cash movement, which we can so we can basically invest, either you can invest 320,000, or you can leave it depending on the interest rate. If you have a good interest rate, you can decide to invest it, otherwise you can ignore it. Let's assume we do not want to invest 400, we want to leave this balance in our account. This become our opening balance for next working day. On next working day, which is 14th of December, we are anticipating cash movement of 1.94 million and our projected closing balance of 2.3 million. You can see we have a big outgoing on 16th of December. You can invest this amount. We can invest let's say 2.25 million with a maturity date of this investment will mature on 16th of December. We can write 2.25 million here. Now you can see after this investment of 2.2 million with maturity date of 16th of December, our projected closing balance is 116, which become our opening balance on 15th of December. On that day we have a small outgoing which is covered by our bank balance, and after this payment you can see our projected closing balance is 89,235. Once we did this investment which is maturing here on 16th of December, you can see that after this we still need 114,000 of sterling. We will be short by, as you can see your projected balance is shown as negative. What you can do, we can again because we have a forecast in front of us, we can plan ahead. We can do earlier in few days back we would have done FX transaction. You could have done FX forward, or let's assume we have done FX spot transaction. You have to the choice. Let's assume we have done FX forward, and you know we have two settlement days for FX spot transaction. FX transaction maturity dates, value date is 16th of December. We are short by 415. By looking at our information, you can see that we will be requiring 238 on 19th of December, which means that our requirement will be this plus this. So we will buy around 700,000 sterling. Why? Because today on 16th of December our shortfall is 415,000, but at the same time we can see on Monday 19th of December we have a cash outgoing of 238,000 which we need to fund as well. That is why if you look at the balance, if you add these two amounts together, it is around 653. Let's buy currency of 700,000. We buy 700,000 of sterling, for example. We write 700 here. At the same time, you have to. This is Friday, 16th of December. We will go to daily cash management euro sheet, and 16th of December we will write we bought 700 sterling on 16th December. Assume that the rate is 1.9, so let's multiply this by 1.19. You can see we bought 700,000 sterling by selling 883,000 euros on 16th of December. After this 700 receipt as a result of FX transaction, our closing balance, projected closing balance is 284,000, which becomes the opening balance for the next working day. Next working day is 19th of December. On that day we are anticipating 238,000 of payment. After this payment we have 46,000 as a projected balance. If you are not very sure of your cash flow forecast, you can decide to buy 750,000 sterling or 800,000 sterling. Depend on the reliability of your forecast and your decision making other criteria. So let's say that we have bought 700, which is as a result of which we have 284,000 opening balance on Monday, and we have a outflow of 238,000. After that we have a closing projected balance of 46,772. If you look at this one, which become our opening balance for 28th of December, we have a incoming of 522,000. After this receipt, we have a closing balance of 569,000. We can leave this balance as it is depending on the interest rate. Let's assume we do not invest this amount because we know tomorrow, next working day, we have a big payment of 3.38 million. We need to fund this as well. So if you look at this one, we are short by 2.8 million sterling. For that purposes, you can do FX transactions. If we look here, we do not need any, as per our forecast, we have a positive cash movement. There is no negative cash movement. So in order, we only need to cover this shortfall. For that purpose, you can decide to buy 3 million of sterling. You will do FX transaction. 3 million of sterling you will buy by selling euros on with value date of 21st of December. If we go here, you can see we are selling euro and we are buying 3 million of sterling, and assume the rate is 1.12. You can see this is our euro FX transaction. We are selling euros and buying sterling, as you can see it here. Now we have, after this FX transactions and outgoings, we have a projected closing balance of 181,000, will become our opening balance for next working day. We have a cash movement of 252,000, and our closing projected balance is shown as 433. Now if you look at your next few working days, you can see that we do not need any funding. We do not have any negative cash movement. What you can decide, for example, if you you can see that next day we have 188,000 of positive receipt. You can decide to invest 350,000 depending on the rate, and let's say you invest 350,000 with maturity date of 30th of December. This investment of 350,000 will mature. It will mature on 30th of December. After this investment, we have a closing projected balance of 83,000, which become our opening closing balance. Opening balance for next working day, we have a receipt of 188,000. After this, we have a projected closing balance of 272,000. We can leave this fund there, or we can invest, again depending on the rate and your decision making. If you look here, you have a cash on 28th of December. We have a big cash inflow of 1.47. You can, and on next day we have 148 pound of outgoing. So if you check this one, we have surplus of 1.32 million. We can decide we invest 1.1 million to mature with maturity date of 30th of December. Now you can see the investment of 1.1 million will mature on 30th of December. After this investment, we have a closing balance of this amount, 734, or you can increase the amount because it seemed to me we have a good amount of balance. So let's increase it to, you can do like this: you invest 1.4 million, you have 434,000 closing balance, or you can increase the, if you are reliable, if you consider your cash flow forecast reliable, you can increase the amount of investment to 1.6 million and leaving cash balance of 237,000. You can see now we have, after this investment of 1.6 million, which will mature here, we will change the amount this to 1.6 million. Now you can see after this investment of 1.6 million, we have a closing balance of 237,000, which becomes the opening balance for next working day. And on next working day, we have a outflow of 148,000. After this outflow, we have a closing projected balance of 88,000, which becomes the opening balance for next working day. And on next working day, we have a cash movement of 58,000, but we have two investments maturing on 30th of December. One is of 350,000 and one investment of 1.6 million. So 1.95 million is maturing on 30th of December, and after which we have a cash balance of 1.97. This is how you will be basically deciding to invest, looking at your cash flow forecast to see if you need to, do you have a surplus cash, or do you need funds to you need cash balance to fund your obligation. Based on this type of criteria, you can invest your cash. If you have a surplus cash, you can invest your cash for the numbers of days until you need those cash to maximize your cash interest income. I hope everyone, you would have found this exercise useful for your daily cash management purposes. Have a very good day. Bye.